Welcome to lesson 2 of OpenOffice Calc. In this lesson we are going to learn about relative cell referencing and absolute cell referencing. Firstly, relative cell referencing. When a formula or a function contains cell referencing such as B3 or C3, the cell references are relative to the cells where the formula or the function is typed. When copying a formula or a function from one cell to another, the formula or function moves one or more cells relative to the original cell. The use of relative referencing means that the formula or function automatically adjusts itself when copied. Let's look at our customer sales invoice for TAN's computers. I want to type in a formula in cell D9 which is going to calculate the total cost of all the keyboards. And we know that the total cost of the keyboards is going to be the quantity times the price of each keyboard. So I'm going to type a formula equal to the quantity is contained in cell B9. I click on B9 times, and the price per keyboard is found in cell C9. So the formula that I have typed in cell D9 is equal to B9 times C9. I press the enter key and it will give me the value for all the keyboards, the total cost of all the keyboards. I now want to copy this formula down for all the other items that were purchased, and I am going to use the fill handle to copy the formula down. So let's look at firstly what was our formula that we typed in cell D9. It is equal to B9 times C9. Let's look at the formula that was copied to cell D10. The formula in cell D10 is equal to B10 times C10. So the formula automatically adjusted itself according to the row that we were working with. Remember that we typed in cell D9 is equal to B9 times C9, and the computer automatically adjusted it in cell D10 to is equal to B10 times C10. So this is an example of relative cell referencing. Let us move on to absolute cell referencing. There are times when we do not want the cell reference to change when we copy a formula or a function. In these cases, we use absolute cell referencing. An absolute cell reference is a cell reference that will not change when the function or formula is copied. To make a cell reference absolute, we use a $ before the column letter or the row number. So a $ is used to make a column or a row absolute. Let us look at our example for a cashier's payroll. We need to calculate a formula in cell D8 that is going to calculate the total weekly wage for our employees. The weekly wage will be calculated by the number of hours worked per week times the hourly rate. The hourly rate for all employees is 25 rands per hour. So I'm going to type the formula in cell D8 as equal to the number of hours worked is contained in cell C8 times the hourly rate which is contained in cell D3. But the hourly rate is not going to change. It is going to be the same for all the employees. So I need to make the hourly rate absolute, and it is contained in cell D3, so I'm going to make cell D3 absolute. So it's going to be $D $3. So the formula that I have typed in cell D8 is equal to C8, which is relative, times $D $3. That means cell D3 is now absolute because I have $ in front of the column letter and in front of the row number. I press my enter key and I have my weekly wage for Arnedo. Now I want to copy this formula down for the other employees. Again, I use the full handle to copy it down. Let us look at the formula now in cell D9. In D9 we have is equal to C9 times $3, $D3. That means that this cell has remained absolute. It has not changed, although we have copied the formula down. Let's look at the formula that is contained in cell D10. Again, it's equal to C10 times $D, $3, as well as cell D11 is equal to C11 times $D, $3. So this is a classic example of where we have used absolute cell referencing to keep a cell constant throughout a formula when it is copied.